So, guys, welcome to the Capstone prep-3 part 2 session. So, in this session, we're gonna discuss about what questions that you need to be prepared or in this particular prep-3 part 2, how you need to write these questions and how you need to prepare on this particular questions. We'll be discussing this particular session. Okay, this is all about the Capstone prep-3 part 2. Okay, so I request you all if you're having any doubts to please put it in the chat box. I will be answering those doubts at the end of the session. Okay, all your queries will be answered at the once the session is completed. Okay, and this recording also will be updated in the COEPD YouTube channel by today or the tomorrow. Okay, is it clear, guys? Can I start the session? So guys, in this prep 3 part 2, we'll be going through few of the questions. Okay, so let us discuss about them. So we'll be going through questions like they're gonna ask difference about the what is a brainstorming, chat, and focus group. There will be a set of questions where they're gonna ask difference between these three topics. Okay, brainstorming, chat sessions, and the focus group. And you need to give answers regarding that. You need to give the difference between these three sessions. As we all know, these are all the elicitation techniques, right? The brainstorming, the chat session, and the focus group. Okay, so whatever we are telling right now, it is just for your reference, guys. So when you're preparing your document, make sure that you prepare on your own. Don't give the exact points which were shown in the PPT. So if you do likewise, please to expect a redo from the mentors, because if you see the exact points from the your document also, okay, you will get a read. So please do not make that. Okay. So try to prepare document on your own. Okay. So yeah. So here they're gonna ask difference as I told you, right? So please tell the difference between what is the brainstorming, chat sessions, and the focus group. You need to put it in your document. So as we all know, what is a brainstorming of above? So it is a session where a lot of people will be gathered. It is an informal discussion where you would be generating a lot of ideas and you would be providing a solutions to whatever the things you have given over there. Okay, usually a large group of stakeholders will be involved over here, a set of stakeholders will be involved over here. Okay, and coming to the jar session, it's more like project team members, the project related stakeholders, and the facilitator would be involved over here. So it is for the gathering requirements only. It is more like a structured way, whereas brainstorming, it is more like a open-ended discussion will be taken. Okay. So here more like a structured way. Project related people will be involved over here. And coming to the focus group, whereas in here, it is also for gathering requirements. Along with the gathering requirements, whatever the requirements you have gathered, you'll be collecting the feedback. Okay, so you'll be targeting a set of people, a set of target audience would be there, and the stakeholders would be there. And you would be collecting feedback from those certain group of people. Okay, then coming to the next question. So, likewise, you need to write your differences between the sessions like brainstorming, JAD, and the focus group in your answer sheet, and you need to be prepared all those concepts. Then coming to next question is about why document analysis is important in the project. So write in a document like, what is actually a document analysis and why do we need to have this in a project? What is the purpose of this particular elicitation technique? Document analysis is also an elicitation technique. So this technique is mainly used in order to provide you some valuable insights and some information regarding whatever the project is being going through right now. So it's like, crucial technique used in the project management because it provides some valuable insights, information that are essential for a project success. Okay. So it gives you information regarding the project objectives, the scope, and the expectations. Okay. So you need to write about this particular topic in this document and all. So what is reverse engineering? So it is also one of the incitation technique where you will be extracting knowledge. Okay, suppose let me give you an example. So what is reverse engineering means? If I have to give you a layman example, suppose there is a whatever the product is there, you would be disassemble it and you'll be collecting the information. Suppose, let me take the example of a remote car. Okay. So what you will be doing, no, you'll be disassembling, you will be removing every part of the remote car, and you will be getting to know what each part is about, how this car is working, what is this circuit board, how it is turning and all. Like, you'll be removing each and every part, and you'll be collecting the information. Likewise, you'll be gathering some information. Okay. And this reverse engineering is of two types, the black box engineering and the white box engineering. So in black box, so it mainly talks about the external structure, whereas in white box, it talks mainly about the internal structure. So in white box, the difference is that in white box, if you look into the white box, you will be removing each and every part, how the circuit board is working, how the wires are connected, internal structure it mainly talks. Whereas coming to the black box, since I'm talking about the remote car example, if I click on some button, how the car is it moving to the left, is it moving to the right? So it mainly talks about these differences. Okay, this is about the reverse engineering. So going forward, so you try to reframe the answers as per your knowledge and try to put it in a document. Okay. Okay, guys, am I audible to you? Hello. Could you please put it in the chat box if I'm audible or not? Yeah. So, what is an observation technique? So, it is also one of the elicitation technique where we would be using this mostly in the research and while gathering your requirements. Okay. In this observation technique, what you will be doing is you just observe whatever is going on in the project and the process. By observing, you will be gathering the requirements in. Okay. In this, there are two types. There is an active approach, there is a passive approach. Okay. So what happens in this active approach means you will be just looking and you will be noting down all the requirements which you have gathered. Okay. In this passive approach, whereas in active approach, what happens? So you will be engaging with the people. You will be asking questions. You will be interacting with the participants. By asking them questions, you will be gathering the requirements. So let us take an example of the retail store. Okay, in retail store, what you will be doing, if it is a passive observation, you just sit over there and you will be collecting the information, like, how much time is taking for the customer in order to get his product. So what are the problems involved over there? What is the waiting time of it? Like this, you just observe and you'll be gathering the requirements. Whereas in active approach, you'll be like, you'll be asking them participants the questions. By asking them questions, you'll be gathering the requirements, can get to know about their problems. You ask them what is the problem over here. Likewise, you'll be interacting with the participant and then you'll be gathering the information. It is all about the active. Okay. Now, what is a requirement workshop? So, this requirement of, workshop is a structured approach in order to capture your requirements. Suppose it may be used to scope, discover, define, and prioritize and reach closure on the requirements for the target system. So, in this requirement workshop, what you will be doing is you will be defining the objectives, you will be identifying the stakeholders and then collaboratively will facilitate the workshop with the key stakeholders. Okay, suppose let me give you an example regarding this. Suppose I want to organize some birthday party. So I would be uh like, asking the people who are important people in order to attend this. I will be asking my friends, okay, that how to conduct this birthday party, where it needs to be conducted, like, and how it needs to be done. Like, based on this, I will be collecting some information. Okay. This is nothing but your requirement purge. And coming to the interview technique, as we all know, what is an interview technique? So you'll be asking an end-to-end question which in the interview, right? So by asking an end-to-end questions, you'll be gathering the requirements from the stakeholders. So from the asking questions and all, you'll be extracting some valuable insights and what is the need and all everything for which is essential for a project. This interview also is of two types, guys. Okay, structure. There are two approaches for this: a structured interview and an unstructured interview. So, what is a structured interview? In this, already a set of questions will be there. Okay, so what you need to do is based on this set of questions only, you would be asking the particular participant. Whereas in unstructured interview, what happens means these questions, there won't be any set of questions. You'll be just asking a question to the participant, and from the answer which they have given, you'll be asking a lot more questions. From the answer, you'll be framing questions, you'll be asking another question. And from their answer, you'll be framing another questions. Okay. It's like a more flexible. It's like it is not consisting any set of questions which are predefined. You're asking from the questions like from the answers which they have given. This is all about the interviews. Okay, so going forward, what you'll be doing now, don't just keep these points. Try to elaborate in your words what is all about. Here we have just given 2 or 3 lines, right? We try to elaborate more about this particular answer. Okay? And what is a questionnaire technique? So the questionnaire technique is nothing but a method of data collection. Okay, this is most commonly used in your research, surveys, and the assessments. Okay, so what you would be doing, you would be giving some set of questions to the particular participants. The best example is like online surveys. Okay, you will be giving these questions in a set of paper or online surveys. Suppose the best example of what I can give you is in YouTube. If you look into the YouTube and all. So before, if you're playing some video, there might be some questions will be asked to you in online, if you remember, right? That is nothing but your questionnaire technique. So from your whatever the answers you have given, you are collecting the requirements and all. Yeah. Okay. So this is all about the questionnaire technique. By this, they will be gathering the requirements. All this what I'm telling right now are nothing but your elicitation techniques, which would be used for gathering your requirements, and each have their different approaches for collecting the requirements and all this. Okay. Next. Next question is about how to sort the requirements. So what happens is, so by elicitation techniques, you will be gathering all the requirements. So now we have a lot of requirements for your project. So the next thing which you need to do is refining of your requirements. Where in refining of your requirements, the first thing which you would be doing is sorting of requirements. So what is sorting of requirements? So it is nothing but you would be organizing these requirements, guys. Okay, you would be categorizing these requirements into functional requirements, non-functional requirements, and all. Okay. So uh, so if any duplicates are there, you can remove those by sorting your requirements. It just we categorize the requirements. Okay. So based on functional, non-functional requirements, a priority sorting will be done. Okay. This is nothing but your sorting of your requirements. We just categorize the requirements over here. Okay. So here you can see sorting is often done during the requirement elicitation and documentation phases of a project. Yeah. Next. Coming to the prioritization of requirements, once you have completed of sorting the requirements, the next thing what you need to do is prioritization of requirements. So what is prioritization of the requirements? The requirements which needs to be developed first. Okay, that we need to look upon and we give the priority to the requirements. And so the prioritization, giving the prioritization for the requirements based on different factors such as the business value, their impact, and the dependencies. And based on these particular factors, you would be giving priority to those particular requirements and all. Okay, so we use different techniques for prioritizing these requirements, guys. And one such technique is the Moscow time. We have a lot more, but we mainly spoke about this technique. So while writing about this answer, you what is prioritization? Why do we need to prioritize? Okay, so which technique you would use for prioritizing the requirements and okay, yeah. Then next we need to talk about this weekly status report. So what about this weekly status report means? You mentioned about what is a weekly status report. So whatever the activities you'll be performing in that particular week, we need to put it in a weekly status report. So this weekly status report consists of some set of questions. So what work you have been doing on recently, and in this particular week, what work you have accomplished and what are your top priorities? Okay. So what are your challenges you have faced and going into the next week? And regarding this set of questions will be answered in that particular weekly status report. Okay. This is mainly used in order to bring the team closer to achievements of their targets. So write about what is a weekly status report and what questions could be asked on this weekly status report. You keep your answer in this particular format, okay? And next is coming to the meeting minutes document. So this meeting minutes document is a formal document, guys. This document we will be writing it once a meeting is conducted. So after completing your meeting, we'll be preparing this MOM where we consist of some set of details like, what is the meeting title, what is the date and time of the meeting conducted, location of the meeting, and who have attended the meeting, and what is the agenda of the meeting, and what is the summary, what is the discussion summary happened, and in this meeting, what decisions we have made, okay, what action items, who is the owner, the due date, and the agenda as well. And this particular meeting, we just not only talk about the meeting which you have conducted today, and we'll be talking about the next meeting details also. When would the next meeting happens, the date and the time, the location and the expected attendees. So once a meeting has been conducted, this meeting of minutes document will be prepared, and this is just a basic format guys. And based on the organization, different formats will be there. It is not compulsory that only this format will be followed in every organization. It's just a sample format we are given over here. So depending organization, format might be varies, and you can look into the different formats also. So in this question, you need to write about what is the meeting of minutes document is about. So you need to give your format and fill in the details, some dummy data details you fill in your document. While you're preparing your document, you fill in the dummy details and give why, and also try to provide your answer. Why do we need this minutes of meeting document? Okay. Next. Next is about the change tracker document. So as we all know, while working on the project, you'll be going through a lot of changes like in a project. You'll be going through the changes given by the stakeholders. So what we would be doing is we need to track those changes. So we will be keeping whatever the change requests are there in there. We'll be tracking those in a particular document. That is nothing but your change tracker document. So here you can see change tracker document is used by the project team to log and track change requests made throughout the life of the project. So in your entire project, whatever the changes that you have gone through, the change request and all, you will be tracking all those change requests in a particular document. That is nothing but your change tracker. This is a sample format which you have given over here, like, date, version number, what is the document changes. So once a change request come, what changes we have implemented, the name, the title. It's not like when a change request comes, you need to approve it immediate. You need to implement it immediate, right? You need to get it approved and take signature from them also, right? So this is a sample format, but lot of formats, different formats are available for this change tracker document. So you can look into it also. Yeah. You in while writing your answer, provide mention about what is a change document document. So when do we create this? What is the purpose of this? And give some format, and in format provide some dummy details. Okay. Yeah. Next is about the difference between the waterfall and the agile methodology. So just as we all know, we have gone through this particular questions in your prep one also, waterfall and agile methodology, right? So just give your answers. As we all know, what is waterfall model? It follows a linear sequential approach. Yeah. Then, whereas in Agile, it is more about the iterative and incremental model. We deliver a project in iterations over here. Okay. So here the change requests are very few. It is less adaptable to the changes. Okay. And whatever the changes you want to make it on, it would be a costly. So whereas in Agile, it embraces the change requests. Yeah, flexibility is more will be there in this agile methodology where you can take on multiple change requests. Okay, here a detailed planning will be there from project start to project end. Every detailed planning will be there. And here an incremental planning will be there. If any change request comes also, we'll be taking it and we'll be implementing it. And in iterations, we'll be delivering this project. Okay. And so whatever the entire project or the system we are developing, you will be delivering it at the end of the project. Okay. Yeah. And here we will be delivering it multiple iterations. It's not like we deliver entire project in the end. We deliver something, some part, and we'll deliver it. And we develop another part and we'll deliver it. Yeah, in iterations, we'll be delivering the projects and all. And so limited involvement during development and more at the beginning and the end. And frequent client collaborations will be there. So involvement will be limited over here in this waterfall model, whereas client collaborations is, you can see a lot, frequent client collaborations can be seen in the agile development. Okay. So these are all the questions that you can be seen in this Capstone prep 3 part 2. Along with these questions, few more questions are there which are related to the case study. So based on the case study, you need to write those questions. It's just a basic questions, okay? So based on that, you can answer that few questions. And so if you're having any doubts, you can ask me now, guys. I'll be answering them. Elakya, I think this product burn down and burn up is related to the prep, right? Just a second. Just give me 1 second, guys.